Oh, hey, hi once again. It's Justin Zartan, and today we're going to be reviewing gijoes. The gijoe I want to review today is the Stinger driver. So let's get started. My Stinger is kind of a slimmed down model. I don't have the missiles in the back or the ram thing on front, but we're just talking about the Stinger driver. The Stinger itself is a from the 80s line. They never really redid the Stinger, but yes, from the 80s line, and the Stinger mold was originally a vamp. So let's pull up the Stinger driver and we'll talk about him a little bit. Why do you not want to come out of the vehicle? Alright, like I said, it's an 80s model. The 80s, they were awesome when I was for toys. They came up with the idea of a hole in the backpack, or a hole for where the backpack would sit, which also was how they put it together. It was a screw held together by an O-ring. The flexibility by the second or third run was awesome because they had swivel arm grip where they swiveled at the elbow. They bent at the elbow always, but they can never swivel. But they also swivel at the shoulder, swivel at the head. They bent only at the knee, swivel at the hip, and swivel at the waist. They were kind of a large head figure. The plastic was good, durable plastic, kind of brittle. Everything was molded on. They have, his body straps, his leg. He didn't come with a gun, at least mine didn't. And they were pretty easy to stand with one hand. They had the mold of a Cobra officer because they have the V on the helmet. And the Cobra officers were molded in blue. Then, awesome figure. They never really made more than one version. Later in like the year 2000, what was it, 2005 or 7, they came out with another version from the modern line. They had a lot more detail. The straps were not molded on. The knife was not molded on, but the strap on his leg was molded on. Whoops. The helmet did come off to reveal a bald head. And they had a lot more, like I said, detail. Came out with more cobra insignias, one on the waist, one on the chest. As you see, he only had one on the chest, nothing on the arm. The plastic is durable. In my opinion, it doesn't stand up as well as the older plastic. It has no hole for the backpack. It's held together differently. He had a lot more articulation and detail, like I said before. He could swivel and bend at the ankle, bend at the knee, in two different versions of the bending of the knee to give an extra bend. Swivel and bend at the hip. This waist articulation went away to swiveling at the chest, swiveling and turning at the, at the head on a ball joint, up and down. Helmet comes off way easier than you'd expect. Swivel at the shoulder. No swivel arm grip at the Hasbro was known for at the thing, but they changed it to like a ball joint for the elbow, and then swivel at the wrist. Waist first. And in my opinion, yeah, they are taller, but it's harder to get them to stand with one hand. Oops, there goes that guy. You gotta get him just right. And the stance makes them look kind of odd. Let me stand both of them. The newer ones come with a stand to help them stand easier. As you can see, both versions have holes in their feet, which cause them to stand on stands or to allow them to apply to vehicles. Oops, wrong side. So they can stand on the outside of the vehicle, via the little peg hole. The newer ones have a way smaller head and are taller in height. Halo looks taller because he's in front. Side by side, you can see that he's taller. And if he wasn't such a in a weird position, he'd probably look taller, standing straight up. Now, the file cards had them as martial arts experts. They went to a driving school, which was like for the Stinger. It says that they were Cobra officers. There's various, that's why you don't ever get their names or birthplace. And that they were ruthless and out like for everybody, any Cobra back in the day, out for money. And there you go, you can see side by side. The uniforms are lighter in color. It could just be the age due to the figure. The new one can't fit in the Jeep like the old ones can. Like I said, they're taller, had more odd shape to them, more detail. And the Jeep has a lot of rugged play. Pop the door right here. Watch out for the steering wheel, and you can slide in. Watch his big head. For me, back when I was younger, it was all about the vehicles. You know, you got to get them in the vehicles, got to see them correctly. The vehicle is was a nice addition to the figure. Wheels, front. Like I said, it was a Vamp, that's clutch drove by G.I. Joe's, is the same vehicle. Now, more detailed figures. They also came in other sets. The 50th sets, which were kind of cool. I'll show you a couple of those real quick. And, you know, you can still pick them up at stores. Back when I was young, you could only get them single packed figures. Then they came up with, you know, nowadays you get them in triple packs. You got more detailed figures. First one here is called the Vanishing Act. That is Hit and Run. Hit and Run originally was in green and black. Of course, we got our buddy Torpedo, who's in his original diving suit. And Zartan, who doesn't change colors like the original figure, and it comes with 3 heads. Or 4 heads, you know, that you could change. Second set that I got, it's called the Sneak Attack. You got Dusty, who is in blue instead of tan. Bazooka, who's in blue instead of his red color with green pants. And one of my favorites, Firefly. And the third set, we got Duke, who's screaming Yo Joe. The Claw, Cobra Commander, and Cobra Claw Pilot, or Trooper, or Cobra Claws. Cobra Claw is nowadays is a fixed wing. The wings don't extend at the tips like they used to, and the fronts don't turn. The gun is fixed. Back when I was younger, you can move around it. And this one's called Chase for the Mass Defect, or Device. The Mass Device was also was one of the shows, and they had other Mass Devices sets since then. All right, that's just a quick review. This is my second one, and yes, this is Justin Zartan. So enjoy more of my shows.